I just finished watching Zack Snyder's The Army of the Dead. Pretty good movie, I must admit. But it's honestly got me thinking, what would I do, personally, if this happened in Australia where I live? How would I protect myself from a zombie apocalypse? Now, it's got me thinking, so much so that I've done some research on the matter. And if he does sneak up on you, what are you going to do? Well, today we're going to be talking about how to survive a zombie apocalypse. What tools you're going to need to use in order to get through this. You and your family and friends are going to get through this somehow, or you're not going to get through it. It's up to you and your mentality. Will you go crazy through the epidemic, the pandemic? It's all up to you. So today, this is today's video. This is fake gun, by the way. Today's video is all going to be about how to survive apocalypse. If you find this interesting, guys, we do have 2 YouTube channels. Channel 2 is the one you're on right now, and we do daily videos on that channel. But of course, Channel 1 is where I do fortnightly travel films around different places, here, there, everywhere. So what tool are you going to use when that thing sneaks up on you? What are you going to do? Never turn your back for too long. That's number 1. So I've got a couple of different web pages I want to read from. The first one is a quick little read, and the second one's a bit longer. I think this is some really true great information to really actually survive an epidemic such as a bloody virus of zombie, a zombified virus. We've all lived through an epidemic or a pandemic, haven't we, really? But not one quite like this. So yeah, it's got me thinking. Obviously, there's The Walking Dead as well, and I've watched a lot of the seasons of that one. But there's this TV show which I've not watched, but it's a TV show that was apparently how to survive a zombie apocalypse. Well, this was some of their information. Pretty interesting, actually. Pretty good information. Separate friends from foes. This is number 1. So this is the first web page we're going to show you guys. Remember, you can't survive an apocalypse alone. You probably could, but it's best to be with someone else. You'll need a small, close-knit team of like-minded allies to help dispatch the enemy or keep watch when you need to sleep. It's just common sense. Number 2, set up your base. This is very important. You'll need to find a safe place before it gets dark, somewhere you can make plans for scouting missions and sleep without the fear of zombie interruption. Number 3, make hunting for supplies a priority. Now, you're not going to live long without food, now are you? Obviously not. Plus, you'll need first aid kits, lighters, sleeping bags, and so much more. Don't drink the water. You'll be needing bottled water too. If zombies are running rampant, that means that there is an extremely infectious virus doing the rounds. We know all about that now, don't we? A bottle or 2 of hand sanitizer wouldn't go amiss either. We all know about that as well. Pull your weight. You don't want to be the laziest person in the survival group. You do not. Make yourself indispensable, and you're less likely to be thrown to the zombies by your friends and stuff, right? Did your lazy friend just almost get you killed? Well, the next time, feed him to the wolves. I'm so evil in today's show. All right, going back. Find the perfect zombie fighting ensemble. Okay then. All right then. You'll need protective clothing to avoid the blood splatter. Absolutely, right? You don't want to get the blood splatter on you, because then you could become a zombie yourself. No. So look into goggles, gloves, and a helmet. A leather bodysuit would really be best if you can find one. Number 8, just because you have shelter doesn't mean you're safe. They might not be very coordinated, but zombies can still break through barriers, especially in masses. Number 9, never turn your back on a zombie, because the moment you do, that's when trouble starts, my friend, my man, my something. That's when trouble starts. Never, ever turn your back on a zombie. Death The rest of number 9 is referring to their TV show, so we're going to skip that. At number 10, find ways to fight boredom. Now, there will be no TV, so you'll need to create your own entertainment, and a lot of that will come from your own personal dramas. Romance is a big plus in the apocalypse. Hey, ladies, you want some of Tall Boy Gareth? Because Tall Boy Gareth wants some of you. I'm such a dick in this video. All right, anyway, going to number 11. Be ready for anything. We've seen predictions in TV and movies, but we don't actually know what a zombie apocalypse will look like. So it's probably best to think like the Scouts, like the Boy Scouts, right? And be prepared for anything. Both physically and psychologically, it might be best to start training right now. There's no better time than right now, guys. And number 12, the last one from this website. If The Walking Dead taught us anything, it's that you never know when you could be stabbed in the back by fellow humans. In an apocalypse, friends can become foes very quickly. Our contestants should probably keep that in mind regarding their show. So there we go, guys. Now, this is a reference from the movie Copycat. Did you guys get that reference? I'll show you guys right now. This is Harry Connick Jr. doing this in the movie Copycat. Believe it or not, I was actually on Red Faces on Hey Hey It's Saturday. It's an Australian TV show that used to air. It was a very famous show. Anyway, Harry Connick Jr. Was one of the hosts on that night, and he made me come second. Because of him, I might have come like third or fourth, for example, but I came second, almost first, because of Harry Connick Jr. So, thanks, Harry. By the way, the only real weapon I have in the studio right now is this very real crossbow. Not a crossbow, but a bow and arrow. There we go, guys. If I let that through the camera right now, the camera's not going to have a good day. So let's continue our little readathon to the next page. What do you reckon? Okay, so this is an interesting article, How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse According to the Experts. This one's from the UK Mirror. UK Mirror. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. 1 in 4 Brits has a plan in place to survive a zombie apocalypse. It's been emerged. What? You British people, you have a plan for a zombie apocalypse? Wow, you guys are cool. If it ever happens, at least you've got a plan. 1 in 4 of you do, anyway, at least. That's crazy. So researchers who carried out a detailed study also found around 1 in 6 have considered putting together a survival kit. I guess it's a smart move in case, maybe not a zombie apocalypse, but maybe when the Corona 2.0 comes. I don't know. Just saying. Now I sound like a, what do you call those people that always plan for the worst? I can't remember what they're called now. You Brits. Wow. Okay. Among the most common items we would rush to shove into a bag before escaping an invasion of the Walking Dead are food, water, weapons, and condoms. The condoms aren't what you think, but we'll talk about that in a second. First aid kit and tampons also make the list of must-have items along with water bottles, torches, and matches. The bad news is, despite being in the advanced stages of preparation, close to 1 in 10 believe that they may only be able to live for a week in a post-apocalyptic world. Most believe it will all kick off in New York City, with London second on the list. Not sure why that is, but alright. The research was commissioned by streaming service Now TV to celebrate the return of The Walking Dead with season 9, blah, 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 blah. Now TV also partnered with zombie expert professional Lewis Dartnell, who put together a list of tips on how to survive an attack, and even created escape routes for residents of London and Manchester. So this is a London article. According to Prof. Dartnell's guide, your first focus should be getting out of populated areas, not head to the loft, to the attic, you know. Don't head upstairs. No. So not to head to the loft, which was the first choice of 1 in 3 who took part in the research. That's a spooky image, isn't it? My goodness. That's a very spooky image, that one. Imagine turning around and seeing that. Never turn your back on a zombie. Oh, no. Let's continue. So Dartnell said, not only will they become the densest concentrations of zombies, but modern urbanized areas simply won't be habitable once the technological bubble that supports them disappears. No electricity, running water, or gas. So basically, if you're living in an apartment building, you've got no land for agriculture. You can't grow anything. It's not sustainable. It's your apartment building will be completely blacked out with no electricity, no water, no food. Unless you can, steal some food from the apartment next to you, but the long term, it's not the place to be. No, apparently not. So very large numbers of people would succumb almost immediately in the packed cities. The average survival time would be a matter of days, literally days, and you're gone, Leave your house behind and head for isolation, and make your first destination a camping shop for warm clothing, waterproofs, and some sturdy hiking boots. Rely on a car GPS device instead of smartphone maps. You'll soon be losing phone signal when power grids go down. So those little portable GPS things that we used to have, people that drive cars used to have them, but then the smartphone got even smarter and we didn't need them anymore. Well, the phone signals will be gone, cell phone towers will be shut off, but the GPS signals from the satellites will still be working. So that's something to think about, right? Dartnell, who is a professor of science communication at the University of Westminster, and wrote The Knowledge, How to Rebuild Our World from Scratch, added chapstick, Vaseline, and hairspray are all great for helping get a fire started in difficult conditions. Now, with regard to weapons, I suggest relying on your own ingenuity and resourcefulness, fashioning what you need from metal pipes and nails. That's interesting, right? The study of 2,000 Brits also found that the average adult believes that they could evade a zombie bite for just over 9 weeks, 13 hours, and 26 minutes. Where the hell did they get these statistics from? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. Even now, TV's The Walking Dead could double up as a survival tool, as 15% said that they would scour zombie TV shows for tips on how to stay alive. That's a great idea. That's an absolutely great idea. Go buy The Walking Dead. AMC, you owe me some money now, AMC. Don't rely on streaming services. That'll be all gone. Internet? Pff, what internet? You're living in the Stone Age, son. With modern technology all around you, you just can't power it anymore. Get some DVDs and a generator and have yourself a Box Fest sesh. That's probably the better one, I should say. Anyway, going to the next one. Okay. Alrighty. Now, How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse by Prof. Dartnell. Where to head. Now, some of these things in this list are things we've already said, but that's okay. A lot of the other things aren't things we've already talked about, so that's great. Make your first destination a camping shop for warm clothing, waterproofs, and hiking boots. You'll be spending a lot of time outdoors, and when you're running away, you don't want to slip and break an ankle. If you do, well, it's a GG. You've lost the zombie apocalypse situation. It's over, right? Buy iodine tablets to purify water once the taps run dry. There's no point in surviving a zombie attack if you're just going to die from a waterborne disease. Absolutely true. Rely on a car GPS device instead of smartphone maps to find minor roads. You'll lose phone signal when power grids go down. Survival hacks with everyday items. This is some interesting information. A plastic bottle must become your new best friend. If it's summer, Disinfecting drinking water by simply leaving it in the sun for a day can become a regular part of your routine. This is an interesting one. Take note for this. I did not know until I read this. The UV rays from the sun kill any germs. Now, a handy trick known as a solar disinfection. So, wow, leave a bottle of water out in the sun all day long and the sun rays kill the germs, the bacteria inside. Awesome, awesome. An unraveled tampon makes an ideal dressing to stop a wound bleeding, and it's perfect kindling for starting a fire. So you lazy ladies out there, get your tampons out and start me a goddamn fire. Make me a fire, woman. I'm going to get so much abuse. I'm joking. I love you ladies. Let's continue. Okay. A condom can hold over a gallon of water. Don't let it rupture in your bag though. That's an interesting one. So that's why you keep condoms. Chapstick, Vaseline and hairspray, all great for helping get a fire started in difficult conditions. Now, once the refined fuels have disappeared, once gas and diesel is gone, cars can actually be run using wood as fuel. What? Okay. Cars can actually run on wood as fuel. Now, the process is called gasification and was common in World War II. Wow, I did not know that. Starting a new community. Well, you've lost your community and everything you've ever known. You got to start it fresh. Just don't get bitten. Otherwise, you know. All right. Leave your house behind and head for isolation. Get out of the city. Not only will they have the highest concentrations of roamers, zombies, but urban areas simply won't be habitable once technology disappears. Head into the countryside and find traditional buildings with fireplaces and wells. A seaside region near a large wooded area, bushy area, forest, is an ideal new home, offering your access to a wide range of natural resources, water and all that type of stuff, Ideally, a secluded spot with high walls or fences will help keep the swarms of walkers out when you're settling down more permanently. That's what they did in The Walking Dead, I'm pretty sure. Stick together. You'll never survive an apocalypse as a lone wolf. There's safety in numbers, but be careful who you pick as friends. Send scouting parties to help other pockets of survivors, or rig up a radio transmitter. And this is a couple more left, I think. How and what to forage. In the early stages of a zombie attack, you can scavenge food from abandoned supermarkets or distribution centers. Prioritize canned food that will keep for years. So absolutely go for the things that are going to last for a long period of time, not something like meat that's sitting in the cold section. It'll be off within a day if it's not been cooked. All right, there we go. If you forget your tin opener, grind the top of a can in flat circles, pushing down onto a paving slab. I did not know about this. You'll quickly wear away the thin metal lip and get that lid off. That's very interesting and a very good life skill to know. Who would have thought? I'm learning some really good things today. What about you? Okay, the power grid is out, but don't worry. You can stay connected. Scavenge a mobile generator from roadworks. When the diesel runs out, you will need renewables. Scavenge solar panels or small wind turbines. Awesome, right? Let's make Elon Musk happy during this apocalypse. Get yourself a solar panel, all right? Now, the best kind of rechargeable battery is a deep cycle lead acid battery. Scavenge these from things like golf buggies. Surprisingly, a golf course is one of the most practical places to actually head for after an apocalypse. That's interesting, right? You guys in Scotland, you've got a few golf courses. I've been to the most famous one. Absolutely. Always dig your DIY loos at least 15 meters away from your water source and downhill. For obvious reasons, you're not going to want to drink your shit Okay? Washing your hands. Soap can be made from scratch by soaking water through the ashes of burned seaweed to extract soda. Wow, this is a bit beyond me, but that's cool. And then reacting this with slaked lime, made from roasted chalk or limestone, to make caustic soda. Wow, my goodness. Get your inner scientist out and make some science, bitch. Wow, okay. Boil this with lard or any other animal fat or plant oil to make soap. If you really want to know how to make soap, you need to watch the, Fight Club with Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. That'll teach you how to make some good soap, son. If you injure yourself, attend to the wound immediately. You can disinfect with alcohol and then close the wound with super glue. Well, there you go, guys. That's pretty much the end of this video. If you like this video, then give me a like and a subscribe, because we are making daily videos in this studio. And of course, we make fortnightly videos on there. Of course, we have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. The dogs have stuffed it up. At Tallboy Gareth. I hope you've learned something today. I've been Tall. My name's Gareth. I'll see you guys in the zombie apocalypse. Peace. Bye.